Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. You in the back? I love being with you guys. Hello, friends, and welcome back to my channel, Instagram TV, random video on your reel, whatever. Welcome to Movie Scenes with Jasmine. I'm Jasmine, and do they really have to make 3 hangover movies? I was just wondering. No. All right. So, welcome to a very, very special episode of my channel, or episode of this. I don't even know. Whatever. I normally do movie reviews, obviously, movie scenes with Jasmine. However, comma dot period exclamation point. There is this show called Wanda Vision on Disney Plus, and I had to talk about it. I feel like it's a gray area because it's a Marvel show, but it ties into the Marvel movies. So, segue, I think it falls in really well. So if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, talk about it with your nosy friends. But we are going to get right into it and talk about episodes 1 through 4, because I was like, I'm not doing episode by episode. I ain't doing that. I'm just going to talk about it really quick so all the Marvel fans and all the Marvel nerds can nerd out with me. So with that being said, if you have not seen WandaVision, any Marvel movie ever, or you don't really care about Marvel movies, stop this video because there's going to be a lot of nerd talk, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're just going to be looking at my pretty face, which is fine, but it might be a little boring because, you know, I can really get deep into it, you know what I mean? So, WandaVision. All right, so if you don't know who Wanda and Vision are, for all of my followers who aren't necessarily the big time Marvel people, I'll give you just a little bit of history. So if you saw Avengers Age of Ultron, that's pretty common movie. Yeah, I mean, it's still a Marvel movie, but maybe you would have seen it in some other sense. Anyway, Wanda and Vision were introduced first into that movie. Vision came from the Reality Stone. Oh no, I'm getting into the nerd talk. Okay, they're Avengers. And this is a spin-off show from the Marvel movies, and blah, 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 blah. Nerd talk begins. Okay, so episodes 1 through 4. Now, if you haven't seen any of the episodes, or if you're halfway through the episodes, like for instance, episode 1 and 2, don't give up, okay? Don't give up, because when I saw episodes 1 and 2, I was like, okay, you know, this is kind of corny, it's like a sitcom, 50s, you know, whatever. And I was like, okay, Marvel, what are you doing with this? But I'm a true fan, so it doesn't really matter what Marvel puts out. I'm gonna watch it for the most part. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No, I'm just kidding. So, you know, I was still prepared to watch it, but episodes 1 and 2 were very, very confusing and strange. Now, episode 3. I don't know if so far I'm not spoiling. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. But episode 3 kind of dives into the characters of Wanda and Vision, and it kind of explains as to why they're in this. What does episode 3 do that? I don't know. But it kind of explains why Wanda and Vision are in this 50s world, because in the first and second episode, it was just a sitcom. You know, there was like these weird jokes and there was these weird moments, but you couldn't really put your finger on it. It was just kind of like, you know, so she's in the 50s. Okay. But episode 3 kind of dives into, okay, this is maybe a dream. This may be a reality that she created, you know, stuff like that. So here's your warning. Here's some nerd alert coming right at you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So guys, Wanda got her powers from the Reality Stone, right? So I think it makes sense as to why or how she was able to create this reality that was revealed in episode 4. Now, a new character was introduced, Monica Rambeau's daughter. I don't know her name, but she was in Captain Marvel. And she was first introduced into that movie as a little girl, and then this is like fast forward, she's grown up, she's like the head director of Sword and not Shield. Like, really? Okay. And she was in Wanda and Vision's universe, and then when she started to get hype or get hip to what was going on, she got kicked out the universe. Okay. So now in episode 4, they were trying to figure out, you know, how Wanda created this town that doesn't exist. And they're really kind of getting into the depth of how powerful she really is. Now, let me tell you something. I didn't think much about Wanda when we were first introduced to her, because she was the twin with Quicksilver, and if you're really, really, really into the MCU or comics, she's technically Magneto's daughter, I think. So this is what a big theory has been with all the little Marvel nerds like myself. So Wanda created the universe that they're in, which is like a 50s, 60s, 70s kind of sitcom. And her powers stem from the Reality Stone, okay? And she's mentally kind of off, because if you guys remember, Vision is dead. So how in the world is he in this reality, at least really in there, without some kind of weird thing from her? Or is he really there? Stuff like that. So she's created this world that when she finally snaps, because clearly she's going to lose it, when she finally snaps, I think, and the fellow, Marvel Cinematic people, we think that once she finally loses it, she's going to open up all these different multiverses and like different realities and like weird stuff that's going to break out into the world. I do a lot of air quotes. Anyway, break out into the world, and it's going to create mutants, right? And who are the mutants? Wolverine, I forget who else. But anyway, it creates mutants. So it's going to kind of give that little segue into like Disney and X-Men, which I love, but I hate that they weren't all connected. So I think that once she finally snaps and her powers get like all out of whack, it's going to create these little multiverses or whatever that's going to open up for X-Men, which also leads into Spider-Man 3, the one with Tom Holland. Apparently, it's going to be Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, aka the crying Spider-Man, and Andrew Garfield, aka Too Cool for School Spider-Man. And they're all going to be in a movie this Christmas. So I think they're setting up these episodes for that grand movie to where, it's all these different realities and dimensions, and it's like split, and it just kind of comes from her powers. So I think, Marvel is always thinking about 10 steps ahead, with everything else. So I think with these episodes, they're setting it up for like the grand scheme of all these multiverses or whatever. So yeah, that's about it. Oh wait, no. Also, another theory that I saw online was that in episode 4 with Wanda Vision, they were saying it was showing us a little. What am I trying to say? It was showing us that Wanda she's off her rocker. She's crazy, and in the comics there's this thing called the House of M. The true Marvel nerds know what I'm talking about. I just discovered this. But in the House of M, Wanda Maximoff created this reality to where mutants and Avengers and things like that, they thrive. But she created it in her mind. It's not real. And I think something along the lines of once everything went awry, that's when, more mutants came or something like that. I'm probably screwing it up. But they're saying that this show is probably following the comic storyline. So I would advise to read the comics. That's probably what I need to do. But I was just so hyped to actually find a show to where, you look forward to Fridays. I mean, not that I don't look forward to Fridays, but, like you can easily binge watch something on Netflix. Movies come and go, but like they kind of went away from giving a show like, you gotta wait till Friday and this time next week, stuff like that. But now they're getting back into it, which is annoying, but then it's kind of like good because you're looking forward to it. So Wanda Vision comes on Disney Plus every Friday. They already had some spoilers leak, so they're thinking about releasing 2 more episodes instead of just 1 on Friday. So I'm not going to say that I'm going to always review this show, but if it's hype enough for me, I will definitely nerd out with you guys and just talk about it because it's really interesting. So anyway, short video for me, let's see, kind of. So thank you for watching my channel. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. And